Hello all, today's video is about Tekton's smallest floor stander, the Mini Lores. I'm about to tell you how they sound and what makes them stand out. The Tekton Mini Lores are handmade by order in Utah, USA. They're now on sale for $750 USD, including shipping. Upgrades are optional. The upgraded crossover, internal wiring, and cordless binding posts cost an additional $210, putting these at $960 USD. They're somewhat petite, very manageable in size and weight. They weigh roughly 35 pounds. They're about 34 inches tall, 9 inches wide, and 10 inches deep. The build is high quality. It's a two-way floor stander with a port in the front. The woofer is an 8-inch eminence-based driver. The tweeter is a 1-inch soft dome placed beneath the woofer. They also come with floor spikes or hardwood footers. The hardwood footers have a felt padding underneath to prevent scratching of your hard floor and makes it quite easy to move around for optimal placement. The grills are optional. The speakers, though, are quite unfussy when it comes to room placement. In a smaller room, I had them about a foot from the wall behind them, about 3 feet from the side wall boundaries, and 6 feet apart, and they fared quite well. Getting the tweeter to aim at your ear level is one thing I found to be important in my room, and this can be achieved by giving the speakers a slight tilt as the footers are height adjustable. With the speakers just about a foot away from the back wall, the Minis had good bass definition. Now, in my larger listening room, I put the Mini Lores 3 feet from the wall behind them and well away from the side walls. I had them spaced about 10 feet apart, and my listening chair is about 12 feet from the speakers. I adjusted the speaker footers so the speakers had a slight tilt up. In this large room, the Mini Lores sounded a lot better. They went from sounding good to exceptional, in my opinion. The soundstage opened up, the definition and impact improved. Musical textures from instruments like snares and cymbals were noticeably better in my bigger room. The strings and the body of the guitar gained more presence. Now let's talk a few albums as examples. This album is called Finger Paintings by Earl Klug. Side A in this album has Latin funk infused upbeat melodies. Side B tracks are a little more relaxed, nuanced, and a bit more intimate sounding. The first track on side B is called Catherine, and the track begins with beautiful guitar work and is garnished with exquisite sounding cymbals and hi-hat sounds. The Mini Lore brought out the subtle air and shimmer from the cymbals really well, and the guitar tone sounds quite delicate and had a creamy quality. It's rare in my experience to get this sort of sophisticated reproduction in the under 1000 USD category. This next album is called Folk Singer by Muddy Waters. This is a fantastic recording with a lot of low frequency and recording venue ambience information in the sonics, and the Mini Lores had no problem conveying the sense of intimacy and space in this recording. In some tracks, Muddy Waters has a pleading voice singing the blues, and in some of the tracks he screams. Those tender moments where he is pleading simply suck you into the music, and those loud moments will startle you with his vocal presence via these Mini Lores. And the bass heft from the percussion and the strings come out with a lot of power through the Mini Lores. They don't go down to the very lowest bass, and good subwoofers will help you augment and experience the expanse of the recording venue a little better. But the bass I feel from these Mini Lores is solid to around 40 hertz, and it's quite satisfying. Next album is Les McCann Live at the Montreux. This album showcases fantastic live dynamics. There is a track here called Get Yourself Together. And in the beginning of the song, Les McCann addresses the crowd. As they're all standing up, they might as well get ready to get dancing. And the song starts off with this growl from the distortion of the bass guitar. And you hear this woman in the crowd shout, "Oh my God!" And that is exactly how I felt as well when I heard that punch and growl of that bass guitar. It sounds so live. Dynamics are super strong. And as you turn up the volume, there just seems to be no distortion. And in this large room, I was using my Audio Research VSI 60 tube integrated amplifier that puts out 50 watts per channel. Now, talking comparisons, I compared these to the B&W 606 S2 stand mounts that retailed for 900 USD when new, and you'd have to buy and spend more on stands. The Mini Lores have a lot more dynamic capability and reproduce music with richer tones and texture, with a bigger soundstage, overall with more realism than the B&W 602s. Now, an interesting comparison would be how they compare against the Acoustic Energy AE109 Square floor standers. That costs 1,000 USD. Those have just come in for evaluation, and that'll surely be the subject of another video. But in conclusion, thus far, I have not had speakers under the $1,000 USD mark that sound so dynamic and nuanced in their ability to convey complex musical pieces like these Mini Lores do. And this is their smallest floor standing speaker. I can only imagine how much better the bigger Lores or the Urus or the big Moabs might sound with their low mass, mid-range and tweeter array. Those would be so interesting to listen to. Kudos to Eric Alexander. He's a true gentleman to deal with over the phone. These speakers are not a loan from Tekton. They're not sponsored from Tekton. This is an independent review. The Mini Lores come highly recommended from me if you're looking for floor standers under the 1,000 USD mark with strong dynamics and musicality. That's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be seeing you again with more soon enough. Take care.